start.
Did you hear from Lynn?
No, I did not.
Maybe we have to remind her about these meetings.
Yeah, since we changed the time, she might just be confused. But yeah, I sent the email out to everyone, and
25.
so, yeah.
You know, my Instagram came up with, you know, it knows who I am, or what my interests are, and Lynn would be happy to hear this. I got one where somebody was like, don't plant these pear trees, look at what happened. And I was like, how do they know me so well? Like, did they read an email from Lynn about the pear trees?
Probably.
It came up in my Instagram, like,
Yeah.
look what happens if these are invasive pears, Bradford pears are invasive, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, yeah, but you're not convincing me, because they're still kind of pretty. They're in bloom right now, you should send me that email
No, and
in the fall.
they're everywhere.
Sorry.
They're everywhere. Deborah and I noticed that.
Yeah, and the hillsides down by the interchange, yeah.
Okay, it's 1:31. I've started the recording for the April 25th, 2024 Greenway Committee meeting. The first topic for discussion includes update on our sidewalk policy and associated capital plan. Have we done any more work on those?
No, I am thinking about just the whole concept in general. And I don't know that it's really feasible. I mean, so given the cost of doing an extensive sidewalk project is in the millions.
Yes, yeah.
Is it really, will it help the village move forward with these projects if we have an updated plan or not?
Well, the thing that it can help with is when we get into our budget discussions, we can say, we've got some capital and/or time, resources, in other words, to get this many projects done, so much sidewalk. Do we want to try to do that internally, or do we want to do it externally and get less done? I mean, it can further our discussion.
Okay, so you think yes. Okay, so then I will work
yes.
on the sidewalk plan. I'm sorry that I haven't.
No, that's okay. We've got time. This is to benefit really our next budget cycle.
Not even, I mean, what would be done with our drive?
Yeah, this year is taken care of, pretty much, but
So this year, we're doing Dart Drive,
Dart Drive, yes, and
and the,
some of Graham Road and the little pieces over here on
oh,
Graham
yeah,
Road
yeah,
West.
that hopeful, yeah, really important there.
So what do we think would be, then we would ask for realistically in the 25, 26 cycle amongst the highlighted?
You're talking about budgeting,
We would have to decide if there are any sidewalks that we want to work on related. For instance, I would think maybe extending the sidewalk along East Point all the way up to Warren Road,
Okay,
for instance. Trying to think, I think that maybe we might be trying to do the sidewalk on Uptown up to the park over there across from
yeah,
Danker.
from,
okay, yeah,
So if
that's
it's not
actually a
done
really
this
good
year,
one.
that would be another good
Okay,
one.
okay.
that one is important.
And we probably should have like 3 to choose from. Trying to think of another potential one.
And what about Oakcrest?
Oak Crest is a fairly long one. That's going to be close to Dart Drive length.
Yeah.
So that's a long one. It will take a lot of money. So
Yeah,
that one
there's also-
probably is, it wouldn't hurt to start the discussion.
Yeah, there's no level place it drops off.
Right,
the road most
that we
of the
would have.
People do walk it, and it is a road where people drive fast.
The
Kind
first,
of reminds me of Darden so far as it's like almost like a through road.
yeah, it is a through road.
Yeah,
The first thing we would do is an engineering study to see if it was feasible. So we could
Oakcrest
budget.
engineering stuff.
Yeah, the engineering kind of has to be done for all of them to make sure that we're not building over infrastructure, and if we are, how do we make it available for
Okay.
maintenance, et cetera. So,
Okay,
we have the same problem along Cuba Heights Road, there's a lot of places where it could.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Cuba
just
Heights Road is
right
gonna be
off.
crazy.
yeah, that one is gonna be a really long-term, it's probably gonna cost $1 million for the engineering alone, but we're going to have to look at, I think if we choose to do that, we can prepare our budget, we can collect some money, but I think we'll probably have to go out for a state and/or federal grant.
And a partnership.
partnership also. And that we would have a matching part of that. It could be 20%, it could be 10%, it could be 50%. We wouldn't know. It depends upon the grant and the agency that's awarding them. So that one is a long term, and it doesn't hurt to start talking about that early. To see us, for instance, we could start.
Sorry, let me just see if this is there.
So
We could start discussing or researching what types of grants are available. Part of that, I think, will come out in the joint safety action plan that the Safe Streets for All effort is putting
When
together.
will that report come out?
It will come out next year, but there are stages. It's on track, it's on target for collecting all the information, putting it together, and then they're about to launch a website probably within the next month. It's got the current information they've collected and any information that they put together related to, I think that they are listing agencies that would, eventually they would be listing agencies that would support grants, because this is a federal program.
it's called Safe Streets Action Plan?
Safe Streets for All is the federal program that's funding the 75% of the Tompkins County Safety Action Plan.
So is there a Cornell person affiliated with Safe Streets for All?
I believe there is. I'll have to go back and check.
Can you find that out for me?
I pay more attention to the municipalities than I do the institutions.
Because here's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I think it would be helpful to approach Cornell and Cayuga Heights and see if they want to partner on this project, and then see if Cornell wants to take on the role of looking into the grants and being the grant applicant, or taking on this, like,
Yeah, they have
because they
grant
have a ton of grant, yeah, they have that resource. Maybe they wouldn't say, oh, yeah, we're gonna give you the $1 million, but maybe they would give us the manpower to draft that stuff. So if there is a Cornell person on Safe Streets for All, they would probably be the best person to ask first. So I really, truly have no idea who might be interested.
Okay, yeah, I'll find out, and
Thank you.
I'll communicate that. I would be surprised if they're not, because there's such a
And then
large
who's the
portion of
Cayuga Heights person? I don't know, who won the mayorship?
Linda is back in.
Okay.
Yes.
Woodward, right?
Yes, they have someone from their, it's not
It's not
an
Linda.
elected, it's someone from their staff who's part of it.
Could you tell me who that is too, please?
Yeah. Village of Cayuga Heights participant. Okay.
Because I keep talking about it, but now I need to start doing something.
It doesn't hurt to start putting together information.
And a committee or people.
We have to kind of get in tune with the probably annual grant cycles, and when is a good time for us to can we collect enough information to step in at the right moment for the next grant cycle and become part of
You
it?
know, I was looking through my emails the other day, looking for something from Drew, and I actually found a random email from him that was about them trying to get a grant for Klein Road, as, you know how it's easy to get grants for, or easier to get grants for school, walk to school
Yeah.
roads.
Yeah.
And so there was an email from Drew about Cayuga Heights. Let's see if I can just come up with it real quick. Walk to school. What is it? It's not called Walk to School.
Safe, I don't know what it's called. I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the title.
Yeah, I'm not finding it real quick right now, but I
You'll
just,
find it, just forward it to us.
yeah, so it was about what Cayuga Heights was doing about,
Okay,
and it was dated from last year at this time.
okay. Email.
Okay.
Pages. Grant. Okay, so we'll continue working on our capital plan. The sidewalk policy, I can't remember exactly where we were with that.
I'll take a look at it before our next meeting, and I'll have some updates for you.
It's something that we could probably have Natalie start looking at too, to see if we're,
Okay,
in line
I can
with.
send it to her then.
Yeah, just say that we're looking, this is a preliminary, can you give us feedback type thing?
Okay.
And the project for paving Cuba Heights Road, that will only pave the width it was with a line, there won't be any additional walking space on one side.
I can't say. The thing that each municipality is doing is looking at what types of things they want to do.
I think he's talking about just the repaving of the
Just
sewer.
if they're gonna repave
Oh,
this year.
yes,
right?
yes, I'm sorry, for
Yeah,
villages repaving of Cayuga Heights
Yeah,
Road.
like
I was thinking
it
of
wider
village.
slightly. The wider the
Be able to
safer.
make it any wider.
No, but the shoulders and ditches on the shoulders will probably be cleaned, so there could be some extra width, not so much for the road, but the shoulder could be in better
Yeah.
condition, so there actually is a little extra
That's
width.
what I was
People need to-
hoping.
Maybe we should just say something to them, like, it's not a priority, but where it's possible, and it's where it's no big deal, just whatever you can do to make their walking space safer.
Yeah, because when they redid the Oak Crest, it looks like when they painted it, they lost quite a bit of walking space. It's like a third narrower or something. I don't know if they made the lane wider, the auto lane wider, because it looks like, it feels like the walking space used to
Probably right,
walk on, and now it's like this.
probably right.
And it may not be the permanent paint, it may be what they had to paint to make the road safe until they get the complete repaving done, like over the winter.
Are we talking about Oak Crest?
Oak Crest,
Sorry.
it's all
I'll
done.
just keep translating.
Sorry.
I speak
No,
Larry.
yeah, that one should be finished, so
No, but
yeah.
is it,
Did they
is the
actually-
auto lane wider than it was,
Well,
is the
it's
question.
possible, it is very
Feels
possible.
like it.
Yeah, I didn't, there was no specific mention of making them wider,
Mm-hmm.
but it's possible that we did.
Yeah, it feels like it's much less walking space. It's like, you feel like now you're walking like a cat, you know?
Well, that's another selling point for putting a sidewalk in,
Yeah.
on there, so.
Yeah.
If that's the case. I think if, normally when the DPW does something like that, there is a reason that they needed to
Yeah.
do that. It could be that there's problems with traffic being funneled into the center of the road, and it makes it dangerous, especially when they're starting to plow, and they try to stay on one side or the other, and it could be that if the road is too narrow, the truck plow may be so wide that they're getting very close to the oncoming traffic. It's possible, but I'll check.
Because the people, you know, when I was canvassing, a lot of people are talking about walking on Cuba Heights Road, especially north of Oak Crest, with their dogs and complaining that there's no space to walk.
So we're talking Cayuga Heights or Oak
Cuba
Crest?
Heights Road, yeah.
Okay.
And so they were hoping, or they're wondering if they're going, several people, if you, judging from the turnout, getting a few people to say anything
Yeah,
is a big deal. And they'd mentioned, well, we have a router walking with a stroller and her dog and zooming by.
that doesn't sound great.
Yeah.
Stroller and a dog.
There's a lot of young, new families moving in there, so the people with kids, two families with kids that I ran into just
Yeah,
said that, we're out here with our kids and the cars are zooming by,
yeah,
there's no place to go.
yeah. That's why houses on main roads sell for 20% less.
Yeah, it's a dangerous road to walk on. Bike.
But if you could get them, I don't know how they're paving, but any place where you can widen it out.
I will ask the Cayuga Heights Road, they won't start that probably for another few weeks as far as the repaving. They still have to put in the final lateral lines.
Yeah, I see that they're doing that now, thought it's square
So
hole.
once they get
They're out there
that,
today, yeah.
once they get that done, they will fill in those lateral cuts and let the traffic kind of settle it in, and then they'll come back, fill it again, and then repave all.
Well, I have to have Leslie drive on it, because every time, when Leslie drives, she makes a point of hitting every pothole and rut.
Oh, I drive on the left side of the road.
She's doing the
I
village
just
service.
drove here on the left side of the road.
I do all the
Right
time.
side is just awful,
Yeah.
as long as you can see.
Okay, yeah, I've done
You
that.
probably don't drive it that often.
When I drive it, I do the same
You
thing.
drive on the right side, because the left
But
side,
on every road, it's a policy, I think.
okay.
Okay,
All right, we have some things to do.
yeah, seems things to do. So the next topic is, there's really the last topic is the Parks and Trails grant. I did submit the grant application for $5,000 to help us replace the Lansing Trails 1 wooden bridge, and sent them pictures of the bridge to show that it was fairly narrow and not in great shape. And I sent pictures of
Oh, that was very smart.
the Marion Hartill culvert that we have a walkway over with stones on each side.
Show them what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Oh, you did such a good job.
So, well, it's just made sense that it's hard to explain in words,
Yeah,
but we're gonna go from this to this. So we should hear about that
Fantastic, and
early next month.
it's gonna look beautiful, more beautiful.
Well, it's gonna be done no matter what.
Culvert is the one in the woods over the water.
It's the one that's, it's like
South.
between Janivar and Leafs Way.
I walked that bridge.
trail.
Yeah, that one.
There's the
yeah.
pond, there's a pond there, a storm retention pond. The bridge crosses it with it, but we're going to put in like probably a medium-sized culvert there, widen the trail path and put stones in so that we can't get equipment to go through that trail now because that bridge is so narrow. We have to plow or mow up to it, come in from the other side and mow to it. But now we can just go straight through and straight back.
Yes, that's on Lansing Trails. And then the Hartill Park one is in the woods there? south
Yeah,
of the
it's
park?
one that goes
to Dart
up
Drive?
toward Dart Drive, where Marion Hartill's bench is, just right around
And
there.
that culvert had to be reworked?
No, it was a new culvert.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah, it was just an intermittent stream, and we wanted to put a trail over it, so.
And a
they
big
put in
culvert, it's a big
culvert
project.
And put the stones, yeah. They did it, it's a nice job. All of our culverts like that now are starting to look like that, where they got the big
I
stones.
mentioned it to John, but the one right here on Oak Crest in front of the Chinese people's house, the first house, Schmidt's old house, they did that nice job, because those people were trying to get the village to fix their driveway because it was broken. They eliminated that whole mess by bringing it up, but now that pit where they made that nice waterfall is eroding. I told John that one of the walls has collapsed. And he said, oh, there's a lot of stone in there, but it's undercutting that whole thing.
Okay, well, they'll take a look at it. If it continues, they can basically add work to when they're moving materials around for some of the
Yeah,
other
they should do
projects. They can
something
just
in-
stop there and fix that too at the
Yeah, I
same time.
mentioned Tim once. I hope he takes a look at it.
Yeah, well, they've got several projects that are ongoing right now, and they're lining up. They are coordinating the completion of the sewer extension with the contractors and getting the paving scheduled, and they're getting the materials ordered and helping the contractors coordinate the materials and the work to start on the Dart, Graham, and Graham.
And are they going to put in guardrails on the culverts here on Oak Crest? There used to be a guardrail there, but where they took the big old iron pipe. There's still iron junk sitting there.
Yeah, they wouldn't replace it with the iron, they replace it with the newer
I
versions.
mean, the curved, guardrails.
Right, right.
There used to be guardrails there, I think.
I don't know if they will or not.
And
I hadn't heard whether I hadn't heard, that's not a topic that we've discussed.
they took away the big old cast, riveted iron, but there's still a couple of chunks of metal there. But somebody on our street complained, when are they going to take that junk away?
That's
they
a
going-
good question.
I mean, by the time the end of
John is
summer, you won't even.
responsive to residents.
Yeah.
I think if that resident, or if you send it, but maybe it'd be even better if that resident says that, they will get a detailed response from him, is what I've noticed. He's really excellent.
I write to Johnny, I'm surprised how much stuff he writes back.
He does, he is an excellent responder to the citizenry.
And yeah, it helps. It helps in the midst of a crazy planning schedule like we've got right
Yeah,
now. So
yeah.
he can say, Chris, can you take care of this?
By the end of the summer, you won't be able to see that stuff with the
Can I
grass.
talk to you guys about the comprehensive plan?
That's
Sure.
what I just finished checking it.
Yeah,
Okay, so Larry, I can't remember if I dreamed asking you about it or I asked you about it.
Yeah, I've been through it once.
So we're having our first committee meeting on Monday, and what we're planning to do is to assign various sections to various villagers to sort of like
You're talking about the Lansing?
Do the rewrite, what, no, the Village of Lansing Comprehensive Plan. I talked to you about it?
Yeah, well, only that we need to look at the Greenway one first.
Well, what I wanted to ask you is, so the
This
comprehensive
is
plan has
you're looking at the entire village company?
Village Comprehensive Plan
No, I haven't looked at it.
going to be updated at the end of 2025, so we have time. It's going to be, the new plan is going to be 2026 through 2036, with our, what we've got accomplished in the last 10 years, what our vision for the future is, and there's a huge amount of topics, economic, infrastructure, transportation, et cetera. One of the topics is Greenway.
Right.
So I was looking for, because I have various people agreeing to work on the update for different sections, I was wondering if you would be interested in doing the update of the Greenway section.
I think I looked at what I just finished doing
Looked at
this.
the Greenway
Yeah,
section.
I did, I went through our Greenway plan, separate one.
Okay,
Is that, what is in there, is that
so, well, let me show you.
plan from?
The plan that I'm working on the update for is this plan. This is the comprehensive
Yeah.
plan,
Yeah.
and it has various sections. It'll have some new sections, but these are the old sections. And our new comprehensive plan is gonna talk about almost all of these same topics, commercial districts, but one of the topics in here is just green services and Greenway and parks and what we want to be doing. And I was wondering if you would be interested in
Yeah,
being assigned that topic for us.
Okay.
So like within our planning goals, we'll have a section on Greenway and natural here it is.
Okay.
So maybe you would be working on updating this part, and maybe I can ask Lynn if she'd be interested in the natural resources, or you, I mean, it's not very
Yeah, I
long.
mentioned to Lynn that she and I should go over the Greenway plan again, which
But it's-
I've done, but
I mean
not this part.
Yeah, so if
Not
you'd be
this part.
interested in this, I don't know if you're interested in coming to the meeting on Monday or not, it's totally not necessary, but if you would be interested in taking on this section and updating the
The
Greenway
Monday meeting is the
section.
board of directors meeting,
No, the-
board of trustees?
No, the Monday meeting is the comprehensive plan committee. You don't have to come to the meeting. People who are doing small sections don't have to
Yeah,
come to the
I'll
meeting.
do that, I'll take a look.
Okay, so Larry on the Greenway, great, thank you. And then Ronnie, I think you're probably already planning on taking on this section, but there is a mayor's commentary section, which opens the plan, the message page, page 1. So will you please think about when you want, you don't have to do it now, like I said, it's not gonna be done until December.
Yeah,
Sometime
it's-
between now and December.
yeah, basically, I'll make that almost like an executive summary type thing, where
Yeah.
any changes, I'll try to mention them in my part, so,
Whatever you want to talk about. Here's Don's part, so you can,
yeah.
yours is gonna be substituted for his. So page
Yeah.
1, you're on page 1.
Page-
Okay, great.
that Other section?
The thing about Greenway is it does kind of like come up at various points, but the one it's in, so recreation and green space is on page 15. But there's also, under planning, so it comes in, sorry, planning goals. So there's 2 sections, and then page 26. Page 15 is a summary of what we have, which has to be updated because we have a lot more now.
Yeah.
And then page 26 is what we want, what we're planning for. So both those sections. That's
Okay.
something you would take on?
Yes, that's available online?
Yeah, you can print it right off the website, or you don't have to print it,
Search
just read it there.
Greenway or plan,
And then page 26.
okay.
Great, thank you. And then we have various villagers. The other thing that we're going to be doing for the comprehensive plan is conducting interviews.
Okay.
So if you have any idea, if there are people who want to be we're just gonna, it's not gonna be so formal. We might come up with a Google form of questions, but it might just be, do you want to fill out this form? Do you want to talk to the committee? Just kind of getting taking the temperature of the villagers.
Okay.
And then I sent an email to Pat, because Pat actually did that same role, but for businesses.
Yeah, I think so.
So I asked her if she wanted to reprise that role. I haven't heard back yet, I just said that
Are
yesterday.
they out of town? Are they, because I have been.
I haven't seen her walking.
I haven't seen them walking, and I called over and over again during
They can
canvassing,
very well
and
be-
they,
very well
New
be
Zealand?
traveling. For what he, he might be, there's a major volcano that's about to erupt, he may be right there.
Oh, really? Iceland?
It's Indonesia
Oh,
somewhere,
Indonesia.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, so thank you.
Yeah, and
You guys both have that on your radar screen, thank you.
the way
By
I
December.
describe people being involved in what they're doing is their perspective. Their perspective on this part of the comprehensive plan. It's in that way, it's not, it's kind of what do they think from their perspective that section of the document needs to say. That's just, it's less of an assignment. Give us your perspective on this part of it.
Well,
Does anything need to be changed, and if so, what? Not necessarily to detail, but is there something we need to add, and then we get the details to add,
okay, okay,
that type of thing.
okay, so yeah, so
It's
Larry,
a
what
little
do you,
less intimidating.
what you think you might,
Okay,
I mean, it's not that long, and the way that Deborah and Lisa laid it out, it's just gonna be so easy to
Yeah,
update.
yeah, good.
It's not a task, I mean, it is, but, it's not,
Yeah,
it's not onerous. There's already 4 of us working on it, and then I have Larry, I have you, I have maybe Pat.
Right.
It's just, in addition to updating the sections, also taking the pulse of the village, which
Right.
means reaching out to a lot of people, which I want to do, and I'm not gonna ask the committee Monday, rather, exactly how they want
Providing names.
to
Yeah,
do
you could
that.
always just put up a Google form, and then one of the last things is,
Yeah.
would you like to be contacted? Or can you recommend another subject, or, whatever?
That's the 2 great questions, actually. Who else?
Yeah.
And would you like to talk in person?
Can you recommend someone else who might have a good perspective, and would you like?
Okay, and
to
use
be
that word
interviewed?
perspective. Yeah, who else do, okay.
Would it be
excellent.
easier for you to be interviewed? Sometimes
Yeah.
it's talking rather than typing and
Yeah.
submitting.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
okay, excellent, thank you. Thank you.
Businesses, it's tricky, it's hard to find the correct person to talk to in a business sometimes.
Yeah, well, we have the mall contact, so that one will be easier.
Right.
Yeah, maybe Pat wants to do it, maybe she doesn't, I'll find out.
Okay.
If not, yeah, we'll see if someone else wants to do it.
We are, just as a matter of fact, Deborah is kind of spearheading an effort within the county and also the village to try to further a study on workforce housing in the mall space, where it would become almost like a mixed-use thing,
Okay,
and see if we could add workforce or senior affordable housing there, and around those 2 demographics, services that they would need. The seniors, the medical part is probably most what they would need. And another thing is for the workforce housing to provide childcare within the mall space, a childcare unit. And her idea is that there might be some seniors who like being around kids, and they could volunteer time for the childcare. Problem with that is that they probably have to be licensed by the state
that's the thing.
to do that. So anyway,
It sounds like a kibbutz.
it also would be something that the owners of the mall have to be. And
absolutely,
these
yes.
particular owners, that doesn't seem like that's their business model.
Right, it's not their business model, but,
But I love the idea.
yeah, so. it's just-
Maybe at Trip Mall, we could get something like that going,
Yeah,
because they're gonna be, they're local, they're more,
yeah,
I actually think that might be, mention that to her, because I don't think this mall, the current owners would be interested, but,
maybe
or
not,
like right across the road, about like right there.
Yeah.
I mean, this building right here, with this were, because when you go to the NICOM meetings, they're all like retail, medical, residence.
right,
And that's how you create a
Mixed use.
walkable
Yeah.
village. So, I mean, if we could put that right across the
a
street right
population
there.
above services that they need.
Yep,
Yep. So anyway,
so, yeah,
that might be something that will ease its way into the comprehensive plan too.
well, we have definitely to talk about some new topics.
Yeah.
And the mall is a big one.
Yeah.
And homelessness is a big one.
Right.
I asked Drew if he wanted to work on the comprehensive plan, and he said no,
Who?
Drew.
Oh, Drew.
And then I emailed him anyway, again, I asked him like a month ago, I was like, you're probably the best person to write this new section on homelessness, because it's an issue that he's very informed about and cares about.
Right.
He hasn't written back to me yet, but he must be thinking about it, because he would have already written back no.
There are some resources within the county that could help us write that too.
Yeah, no, everything is doable, it's all doable. I just want as many, like, perspectives, as you said, as possible.
The economic data can probably come from the county too, because they put together a lot of this stuff, or point us to the right sources, so.
Okay, that's all I have. I'm gonna do my homework.
Okay.
Do you think that we should meet in a month, or do you think that we should meet in 2 months?
I will.
Do you like meeting every month?
Well, the problem is I will be gone in June.
Okay, so then let's meet in May.
Yeah, we could meet in May.
So when's our next meeting?
Let me see here. I'll just confirm that. Should be in my calendar for May.
Then maybe we won't meet in June.
Yeah, we might not be able to meet in June. Is it the 23rd? Nope.
I'm having my knee replaced at the end of May. I'm not looking forward to it, I tell you.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm not seeing anything in here.
Well,
I believe it would, let's see, if it's the last, maybe it's the last Thursday.
So that would be the 30th? That's better for me.
It is 30th. 30th is our next meeting.
At 1:30.
Oh, wait, I'll be gone.
You're already gone?
I'm leaving on the 28th.
Oh, okay.
23rd,
The 23rd, I might not be in town. My son's gonna be having surgery in Connecticut. I don't know what time we're leaving.
Why don't we skip the next two meetings? We've got things to do.
Yeah, I'll
and it-
be out, anyway, I'm having my knee replaced.
Yeah,
I'll be-
yeah.
Okay,
Or we could, I'm not sure I can participate
okay,
by Zoom even.
okay,
Skip the next two, but in the meantime, we can communicate with emails.
okay. That sounds good. All right.
Hi, may I help you?
Yeah, okay. Just a little question, if anyone can help me get it answered. My name is Francis Benedict, I live at 1 Janivar Drive down here. I'm just checking on the pickup of the
The brush.